Let me just start with this. I love Mimikyu. It's without a doubt my favorite ghost type Pokemon ever. Its design, its concept, its personality. Everything is wonderful, and it's clear that Game Freak knows this. The idea of this poor, pitiful little creature whose terrifying appearance prevents it from having friends or being loved. So it dresses like Pikachu to get the affection it so desperately seeks. It made my heart melt the minute I first heard about it. So, it only follows that I caught the first one I could when I played through Pokemon Moon. She was a sweet little thing too. It was a joy to pet and play with her in Pokemon Refresh. She needed a home, and I gave her one. I then had the thought that since Mimikyu envies Pikachu because it wanted to be loved like it, maybe it'd be nice to have a Pikachu on my team too. It was silly, yes, but I was one of those people who like to assign personalities and relationships to my Pokemon teams. And I thought the idea of the two becoming buddies, despite their initial rivalry, would be adorable. So, I set out to catch a Pikachu, to be my Mimikyu's friend. That's when things got strange. I scoured the first area, and I saw that Pikachus were present in it. And sure enough, I found one and caught it with ease. I smiled, gave it a nickname, and proceeded to try playing with it in Pokemon Refresh. But when I went to check my party, the strangest thing occurred. The Pikachu was gone. There was no sign of it in my team. The slot it should have filled was empty. It seemingly completely vanished. The heck? I said to no one in particular, looking at the empty slot where Pikachu once was. I wondered why this would have happened. Was it a glitch? Was there something wrong with my game? Would I have to take it in to be repaired? I figured the best way to figure it out was to experiment a little. I tried catching another Pikachu. I caught one, and then checked my party. Sure enough, the Pikachu disappeared from my party again. After trying a few more times, I had confirmation that this was indeed happening. Every Pikachu I tried to catch just disappeared without a trace. Confusion and frustration hit me in an instant. I could easily live without my team having a Pikachu, of course. I already had electric type coverage for my Charger Bug. It was just weird that everyone I was catching was vanishing for no apparent reason. But then I realized, I was only trying to catch Pikachus. Could it be that this also applied to other Pokemon I caught? If it did, I'd be downright furious. I'd been playing for 2 weeks now. I didn't want to have to start all over again. Just to be sure, I commenced experiment number 2, and went out to catch a non-Pikachu. I encountered Pelipper and caught it. I checked my party afterwards, and the Pelipper was in my party. Right there, plain as day. I deposited the Pelipper into the PC and tried for a Pikachu again shortly after. And once again, the Pikachu vanished. After repeating this second experiment a few times, my suspicions were confirmed. It was only Pikachus that were disappearing. At this point, I was willing to shrug it off. As long as I wasn't being prevented from catching any Pokemon, the lack of a Pikachu was no big deal. I went on to keep playing, and after a while, the strange glitch was out of my mind. A couple of hours later, my character got into a battle with an ace trainer, and Mimikyu managed to sweep the entire team pretty easily. Quite proud of my special little abomination, I decided to pet and feed her a little in Pokemon Refresh. That's when I remembered Mimikyu's backstory, how it envies Pikachu for being so popular. And that was when a very, very shocking thought entered my mind. It couldn't be, could it? I put the third and final experiment into motion. I headed to the nearest Pokemon Center and deposited Mimikyu, making sure I had 2 empty slots open afterward. I proceeded to catch another Pikachu. Bracing myself, I checked my party. 5 of the 6 slots were filled. Decidueye, Charger Bug, Lycanroc, Toucannon, and Pikachu. I stared at the slot that would be occupied by my Mimikyu. I headed to the Pokemon Center and retrieved Mimikyu from the PC. I took a deep breath and checked my party. What I saw, to be honest, didn't really scare me, but it did leave me feeling a little uneasy. especially with the whole realization that the answer to my question was right in front of me, and somehow I didn't notice this whole time. Out of all of the 6 slots, only 5 were filled. A Mimikyu was in the slot once occupied by the now missing Pikachu.
Hey everyone, Silver here, and thank you for listening to the end. Speaking of listening, I've recently started publishing audio-only versions of all my narrations to SoundCloud, so if you get the time, check it out. My SoundCloud link is in the bottom of the description, so thank you for being here, and I'll speak to you in the next story.